In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about something very important for people who exercise. That's right, we're going to be talking about your feet. More specifically, things that go on your feet, your shoes. Stay tuned, I'll be back in about 13 miles. Welcome back to The Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel, flying solo today. I'm done with my 13-mile run, and so I want to talk to you today about shoes. We all need shoes. If we're going to exercise, if we're going to go to the gym, if we're going to run outside, if we're going to run in the park, if we're going to walk, if we're going to lift weights, if we're going to, anything that we're going to do, stay healthy and stay in shape and stay fit, we need shoes. And so what's going to happen is that you're going to find all this information about shoes that people are going to throw at you. You need this, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need all of this stuff. Well, I want to share with you today 3 myths, and we're going to try to bust those myths. So we're The Long Run with Joel and Christy today. We are Mythbusters. So let's get to it. The number 1 myth is this: it's that you must buy the most expensive shoes. Now let's face it, there are some expensive shoes out there. Most running shoes run in the neighborhood of $150, $180, $200. If you buy the new Nike Vaporfly, those are $250 for a pair of shoes. Now, that's a lot of money. I don't know about to you, but that's a lot of money to me. And I don't know if I really want to spend that much on a pair of shoes. I thought about it. I thought about saving up and saying, you know what? I think I want to try them because it says you can knock at least 4% off of your time on a race if you use those shoes. You know, and I said, you know what? I just don't know that I want to spend the money on that. So what do? Those of us who are budget conscious, those of us who have to save up for a pair of shoes, what do? Why should we have to buy the most expensive shoes? Well, the good news is you don't have to. You don't have to buy the most expensive shoes if you're smart about it. And so what you want to do is, most running stores will want you to come in, get fitted for shoes, take a walk on a treadmill. They're going to measure your gait, your stride, all of those things. And they're going to tell you what type of shoe that you need. I'm not saying don't do that. Do that. The first pair of shoes that I bought for running, I went to a running shoe store and they measured my stride. They videotaped my gait and where my foot was falling, and they said, this is the kind of shoe you need. Now, most of us are probably going to be in neutral. You'll find that out, which is what I am. But you might want that, and stores do this for free. You can go in and say, hey, I'd like to get measured for shoes. And so they'll put you on a treadmill, they'll look at your gait, they'll look at how your foot impacts the floor when you move forward, and they'll look at it as you're standing still, and they'll give you all these kinds of measurements. When you're done with that, they'll say, okay, this is the best kind of shoe for you and the type of exercises you're going to do. And once they're done with that, they're going to take you over to the shoes and see if you want to buy some. Now, the shoes you're going to find in the running store are going to be the most expensive. The first pair of shoes I bought, I didn't know any better. I paid $120 for them. And then I realized, you know what? I don't have to do that. So if you do your homework, go in and get the type of style that you need. You can look at the shoes there, kind of look at some of the things that you want, that you're looking for, things that fit on your feet, things that you feel comfortable in. You can go in and try on the shoes without having to buy them. And so you go in, you get fitted for the shoes, you find out which shoes are the best for you, the one that are the most comfortable for your feet. Because let's face it, if you're not comfortable in the shoe, you're not going to wear it, you're not going to exercise. So what's the best type of shoe? The shoe you're going to wear. Get it? The shoe you're going to wear. Find out what kind of shoes you like, the kind of cushioning you like, and then realize what that is. If you like a certain brand like Brooks or Nike or Reebok or Skechers or New Balance or whatever it is, find out what brand you like, find out what the top model is for that particular year, and then go back home, go to the internet and buy the model that was the year before. The year before models are going to be cheaper. They're going to be less expensive. They'll probably be maybe about 50% less expensive than what you're going to buy in the store. So keep that in mind. Also, you can go to outlet stores. I buy all of my shoes right now they're all Skechers, and I'm going to put a picture up of the 2 pairs of shoes I have right now that are in my running rotation, so you'll be able to see those. But just know that I use Skechers. I've been running in Skechers now for going on about 3 years, and I've run all my fastest races in the Skechers. Now, hashtag not sponsored, unless Skechers wants to come and sponsor me, hashtag Skechers. If you're listening to this, if you want to come and sponsor me for some shoes, I'd be willing to talk to you about it. But I'm not sponsored by Skechers, but I love them. I love Skechers. I've run 3 sub 3 hour and 40-minute marathons in my Skechers. Fastest marathons I've ever run have been in Skechers. And so I love those shoes. They fit well on my feet. They're good for cushioning. They're just all around great shoes. So, but you don't have to buy Skechers. You can buy whichever brand you like. Just make sure that you're not being duped into buying the most expensive kind, because that's what you think you have to have because you don't. All right, myth number 2, you must buy shoes that fit your feet. Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what? Why would I not buy shoes that fit my feet? Well, when we go to the store and buy shoes for us every day, we want shoes that fit our feet. We don't want them too small. We don't want them too big. We want them like Goldilocks. We want them just right. We want those just right shoes that they feel good, they fit right. But with exercise shoes, you don't want that. You don't want them too small. You don't want them just right. You want shoes that are maybe 1 to 2 sizes bigger than what you think you're going to need or what you normally wear. Because what happens is when you exercise, even if you're running or you're walking or you're just exercising in the gym, if you're putting pressure on your feet are going to expand. And when they expand, your shoes need to have room for that expansion. If not, your toes are going to get cramped. You're going to start having feet pain. You may even have some knee pain and some leg pain. It all starts with your feet. And so make sure that when you're buying shoes, you make sure you buy a kind that you like, kind that's got good cushioning, a brand that you like, something that you're going to wear, and also that's 1 to 2 sizes larger than what you normally buy or what you think you might want to buy. All right, here we go. Myth number 3. You must retire your shoes after 500 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. I've lived by that for my entire running career, which has been almost 10 years now. It'll be 10 years this August that I've officially been a runner. The first time I went out to do a run was in August of 2010. And so I've lived by that rule. 500 miles. After 500 miles, your shoes start breaking down. You start losing cushioning. You start losing the spring in your shoes. And what I'm finding out is that the technology in shoes today are allowing you to go longer and longer on a pair of shoes, which will extend your budget. Because if you run like I do, and I'm doing 30 to 35, sometimes 40 miles a week, that would mean that after 10 to 12 weeks, I've got to buy new shoes. Well, what I'm finding out is that that's not always the case. The shoes I have now, one of the pair, the gray pair that you're going to see in the picture, the gray pair has, I just turned 500 miles on them. They're 506 miles right now on the gray pair. The black pair, I had them in a rotation. I started wearing the gray ones first. I worked in the black ones, and now I rotate them. The black ones I wear during the week on my weekday runs, and then the gray ones I wear on the weekends on my Saturday and Sunday runs. And so what I do is I alternate those, and so they don't wear out at the same time. And so I just turned 500 miles on the gray pair. I've got about 240, 250 on the black ones, but they're still really good shoes. And even though the gray ones were close to 500 miles when I did my last marathon 2 weeks ago, they still felt great, and I ran a 3 hour and 40-minute marathon. I wouldn't say that's a hard and fast rule that you have to retire your shoes after 500 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. I would say, how do your feet feel in them? And my feet felt great in that marathon a couple weeks ago. And so what I've decided to do, I'm going to continue this test. I'm going to continue busting this myth, and I'm going to keep wearing those shoes and using those shoes up until my next marathon, which is the Chicago Marathon on October 11th. And so I'm going to keep piling up mileage. So by that point, only wearing those on the weekend, the gray ones, only wearing those on the weekend, I probably should be somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 700, 750 miles by that point. And I'm going to wear those shoes in the marathon just to see how it goes. And so I want to keep studying those things and just kind of understand where that line is. If it feels like my feet feel like they're hurting or something before then, I'll retire them. But if not, I'm going to keep using them until I can't use them anymore. It's better for my budget. It's better for my pocketbook. It's better for your pocketbook if you use them as much as possible. Actually, the last pair of shoes I retired, I have on my feet right now. I didn't throw them away when I was done with them. I use them as casual sneakers now. Instead of running shoes, they're my casual sneakers. If I want to go out and I'm casual, these are the sneakers that I wear. And so I'm getting more mileage out. I'm getting more use out of them. They're probably, I don't know, probably 2 years old by now. But I'm still getting use out of them because I've repurposed them for another purpose. And you can do that too. Don't throw your shoes out once you retire them from running or from walking or from exercising or whatever. You can use them for other things. And then once you do that, recycle them. Send them to a textile recycling place or something like that. Especially because our shoes, once we use them, they're not really good once we have worn through them, to give them like to Goodwill or something like that, but give them to a textile place that'll recycle them. And so you don't have to retire your shoes after 500 miles or 6 months. That's the myth I'm going to continue busting. I'm going to continue talking about that. I'll keep you updated as we go along as to how my shoes are holding up, but I'm going to wear those at least until October, until I run the Chicago Marathon. I'm going to wear those in the marathon. So keep up with me on that. Keep me accountable on that, and I'll keep you updated. So there we go. Those are 3 myths. I may come back later with some more myths in another video later, but those are 3 myths right there about shoes, walking shoes, running shoes, exercise shoes that you can use to apply in your life to extend your budget a little bit, so you don't have to buy shoes every couple of months. But just remember those. You don't have to buy the most expensive shoes. You want to buy shoes that are 1 or 2 sizes bigger than what you would normally wear, and you don't have to retire them as quickly as you think. So that's all for today. For the Long Run with Joel and Chrissy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for updates when we put up new content, which we do every week. So continue to check that out. And comment below and let me know what kind of running shoes you like, what kind of brands you like, how many miles do you have on your shoes right now. Tell me those things. If you've used shoes for more than 500 miles, let me know that, because that can help me in my study as well. So don't forget about the videos that are floating around here, probably over here, maybe over here. More content from us. That's all for today. I'm Joel, flying solo. Thank you guys for joining me today for the Long Run with Joel and Chrissy. Bye.